The opioid crisis is one of the focus areas of the President's administration. There are 1,800 AmeriCorps and Senior Corps members on the front lines addressing the opioid crisis. They're working as recovery coaches, they're working in education, they're working with anti-drug organizations. They're really making a difference. I'm really grateful for their service.
Our coalition was started in 2003 by parents who lost their son to a drug overdose. They really just wanted to make sure that other parents didn't have to go through or what they've been through.
So my son was a professional baseball player. That's his life until he had a career-ending injury. And they would give him pain medication for those surgeries. But when he got a career-ending injury, the drugs came with him. On a Sunday afternoon, I heard a loud noise. I was sitting upstairs in the basement, so I go down to see what caused that, and my oldest son had ran his car through the basement. And we went upstairs. He said, "Let's go upstairs." And he said, "I need money for drugs. If you don't give me money for drugs, I'm going to kill you." So that started a fight. And during that altercation, knowing that the potential for me not to survive, I shot him, but not with the intent to kill him. I want him to stop. I had to get him off or I wasn't going to survive. And that was for the protection of the other people in the house, besides myself. That very, very heartbreaking, something you'll never forget in your life. Time gives you time to work through and maybe put that behind you. You never forget. And that's one of the reasons that I go out and to help other people, and doing this volunteer work. And if you can help one person at a time, that's more than you had. And that's how I satisfy myself. And that's treatment for me. Well, as a Senior Corps volunteer, I go around the communities. I might go police stations, visit with other people, talk with people that might be interested or need help in drug rehab, and let them know about the Drug Coalition, that we're here to help and direct them to the proper place to get help.
The opioid epidemic has really affected every kind of institution we have and every part of our social fabric. It's pulled families apart. It has damaged the schools. We have an entire lost generation and an entire generation of children being raised by their grandparents. We want to give them all the support we can. Right now, grandparents raising grandchildren usually fall into extreme poverty because they don't have the same financial benefits that other foster families have. Lena is, as a grandparent with lived experience, she's really able to connect with people and understand their issues and to help connect them to resources.
Personally, my son is a drug addict. My son probably started using when he was 15 years old. He was born addicted, what they call it exposed. He was born exposed to cocaine and heroin. His mother used the week he was born. She was still using. So when he was born, they flew him to Albuquerque. After he was born, I believe it was that same day, he went to Albuquerque, and he was in the NICU for a month. So when he got out of the NICU, they needed somebody to take the baby from the hospital, and so I told him that I would be the responsible parent or guardian. We are the kinship guardian of a scion. Primarily, we've been working on building capacity with our benefits enrollment center. So we have People come in asking for help for Medicaid and Medicare, and a lot of those are grandparents. And so that's primarily what I've been doing. He loves his trucks and his cars, and he loves the basketball and balls to just play outside, and he loves to run. He's a runner. I have no clue how to stop the opioid addiction. So I can see where we can start to make a difference, but it will take some time.
Lynn is one of the cities that's been hardest hit by the opioid crisis. The numbers, our overdose numbers, bear that out. In 2016, our officers responded to 450 overdoses, of which 50 ended up being fatal. And in 2017, our officers responded to 500 overdoses, of which 65 have been fatal. So the numbers go up and up.
One of my brothers, he approached me with a Percocet 30 milligram, and that's sort of where it all kicked off. I used heroin for about 6 to 8 months, I'd say. I did things that I never thought I would. I put my family in a position that they should have never had to be in the first place, and I lost all my friends. So as a part of AmeriCorps member, what I do is I work with the police, and they're able to give me referrals to people who have overdosed in the past. I work with struggling families that come in a lot, trying to find something for their loved ones that are struggling with addiction, and then doing a lot of outreach outside with the homeless population is a big part of what I do during the day.
We accepted PARI's offer of recovery coaches because we realize there's no single answer. Sometimes arrests are the best answer at that moment. Maybe somebody gets in the drug court. Maybe because they're off the street, they don't fatally overdose. But it's not a long-term answer. Getting people into recovery, into programs, detoxes, those are the long-term answers.
Cody's been pretty good support for me. I guess I have trust issues with people, and I think that he broke that down, that barrier, pretty quick with me, and been texting me, and we've been keeping in touch.